Tim Prister and Tim O'Malley talking offense here after Chip Long addressed the media along with Clark Lee, and a lot of positives offered by Chip Long offensively. But starting at quarterback, Tim, Ian Book, and this is something Ian Book said the other day, he wants him to challenge himself. Yeah. Go ahead and make some throws, take some risks. Don't always go with the check down. See what you can do. And I think that's a positive, especially as he extends his game and works his way downfield.
Well, Coach Long mentioned, look, they had 2 plays of over 50 yards, and he mentioned, last year and made it to the college football playoffs undefeated. The year before, it was 2 every series, as he noted. So he wants to kind of bring back that explosiveness you saw from the offense in 2017 with Ian Book's consistency and accuracy. He made a reference to, we had to win games. They're undefeated. The checkdowns were working. The short passing game was working. He wants Book to push himself more, that there's shots downfield that can be taken. And look, every once in a while, those shots don't work out. But sometimes it's not that easy to complete a drive of 12 plays where you have to complete 11 passes on it.
Some of those shots need to go to the tight end position, and Cole Kmet is the ideal choice for that. Chip Long said they left way too many yards after the catch on the field. They didn't pick those yards up, and he feels that Kmet's a guy that can do that. Brock Wright down 12 pounds, 260 to 248. He's naturally strong, but now he's showing a little bit more agility at 248.
Yeah, you mentioned Wright as one of the surprises. I asked about perimeter wide receivers. He started talking about a couple, and he threw in Brock Wright. So obviously Brock Wright has done something either in today's first padded practice or just looking the part more of a tight end that's not blocking. Only last year he was truly an inline blocker where they were not looking for anything more than a 2-yard pattern out of the guy. I don't think that would work this year because I'm sure Brock Wright in year 3 is ahead of Tommy Tremble and George Tackett at this point. So you really need a compliment for Kmet.
Yeah. Some really positive things said about the young receivers, which was very good to hear. When you hear Braden Lindsey is catching the football extremely well, that's a significant step for him. Not only that, but a lot stronger. Lawrence Keys. Those two in particular. Yeah. Michael Young is bigger. He said Michael Young's over 190 and hasn't lost a step.
Yeah, if we ask few questions about the wide receivers, and he referenced Braden Lindsey multiple times, which means Braden Lindsey is off to a good start at this point in the spring. Now it's early. He's going to hit a wall. Lawrence Keys is going to hit a wall. Maybe Michael Young is past that point, but I thought the most important part was glowing response for Chase Claypool. I know a lot of people have asked why isn't he one of the SWAT team leaders? Well, maybe because Chris Fink is, and Claypool has growing into that role. When he says that if Chase Claypool focuses like this, he'll dominate, that's not something you would have heard last year at any point from him.
All you have to do is look at some of Notre Dame's video, and you see Chase Claypool is leading during the winter conditioning and on the practice field now, so that's a real positive. We asked about every offensive lineman and heard some good things there. I started with Jared Patterson because he obviously is the interesting character there, moving from left tackle as a true freshman, now in a second semester freshman, but He literally called him one of their best offensive linemen last year. He didn't get a ton of playing time, obviously, played 3 games and preserved a year of eligibility. But if there was any doubt, and there really wasn't coming out of last weekend, whether Jarrett Patterson was the starting center moving forward, that was dispelled today.
Yeah, we'll be able to have a full rundown on offensive line. Yeah. He really touched on everything. I thought, interestingly enough, for Irish Illustrated subscribers, since you are obviously huge fans and you're on our website, Josh Lugg is going to work at tackle because that's where they kind of want to see him compete. Robert Hainsey and Liam Eichenberg are starting at tackle this year. I thought it was kind of poignant that he said to Liam Eichenberg, we had to go right if we wanted to dominate last year. I need you to dominate this year, and so we can be able to go left in our offense. That hasn't been the case here ever, going right instead of left.
And I think Eichenberg is a guy that can be a dominant player. He said he kind of second guessed himself at times last year, which is natural for a young player. But I think he's the type of player that once he gains full confidence, he's going to go for it. Aaron Banks, on the other hand, does not lack confidence in his opinion. And Tommy Kramer definitely trimmed down. That was something that was very obvious in our first observation last Saturday. So we will have much more, a lot of great content from the 2 coordinators today.